Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys base channel in Malaysia. Over the last 30 years, since the birth of the modern day action figure and collectibles industry, we have seen thousands of pop culture properties from across generations, translated into a variety of collectible merchandise. But there has been one major group of collectors who have been severely underserved for decades now, and that is the fan base for the 80s combat helicopter action adventure series Airwolf. Now, there's been a few AIRWOLF collectibles that's trickled down over the years. ERTL had a variety of models in the 80s. Hot Wheels has a very rare die-cast release, and Aoshima did an excellent motorized version. But none of this is current, and all of it is very hard to find on the secondary market today for a good price. Now, roughly about 4 years ago in 2021, there was a much talked about project on Kickstarter by a manufacturing team with the name of Mars Industries, who set out to deliver a 1/18 scale version of Airwolf that was advertised as being able to accommodate 3 3/4 inch scale action figures, the same scale as classic Star Wars figures, and that's all that fans needed to hear. Demand was rabid, and the project met its funding goals easily, despite being an unlicensed initiative. However, as was reported online later, nothing materialized eventually, and the Airwolf project was controversially cancelled. Now, that means that all those fans out there still want something like this in their hands. They have been waiting 40 years for it. At this year's SDCC 2025 event, one of the companies to make a huge impact was Factory Entertainment. They had a huge booth with tons of pop culture licenses for various movie prop replicas and merchandise items. Truly a staggering showcase. Their biggest brand there, though, was the return of the 70s sci-fi saga Battlestar Galactica, and they had some truly incredible looking products to show off, including a full range of 3 3/4 inch action figures. And I have to tell you, the sculpting on these look absolutely fantastic, straight out of the gate for a debut offering. And mind you, these are just prototypes. The absolute showstopper here, though, is the Colonial Viper spacecraft. This thing is fully majestic looking. It's a highly anticipated piece, and it accommodates the action figures. I feel that I need to mention that because these days you have companies like Yada who put out these great premium looking vehicles with figures, and the figures are just meant to stand beside the vehicles. They don't actually fit in, right? Aside from this, Factory Entertainment also had prop replicas for the Battlestar Galactica pilot helmets. They also had the Cylon helmets there, which are electronic, by the way. These come with lights and sound. And then there's something here that nobody saw coming, right? An official replica of the pilot helmet for Airwolf. I mean, look at this thing, guys. You would never have suspected that someone was out there pursuing the license to produce Airwolf merchandise, but these guys were. And this thing is a true fan's dream. Okay, there have been customs made over the years, but nothing official until now. And this comes with switches on the side for you to raise the visor up and down, and also to activate the red target lock, just like on the TV show. Guys, this is everything that fans wanted. But however, I am hearing online though that this is supposed to be something that's just meant for display. You can't actually wear this thing, I think, and that is just crazy, right? Now, the helmet that you see here is just a prototype at this stage. There's some work that needs to be done to it, obviously. But hopefully, one of the things that they work on is making this thing actually wearable, right? Because look, the market is just filled, okay, with costume roleplay helmets from Star Wars to Marvel, you name it. But something like this from Airwolf would be a real game changer. Now, I don't have all the details just yet, but I do hope that the final version of this pilot helmet will be something that can actually be worn by the consumer. Now, another major tease we got was for their 1/6 scale Showcase Collection series, with some truly surprising licenses coming in 2026, including Knight Rider, Miami Vice, and Airwolf. I was not aware that there was another major player on the 1/6 scale figure scene, but based on what Factory Entertainment had on display, especially their Battlestar Galactica line. The quality of the sculpt work here looks to be some of the very best that the industry can offer. One of their standouts was the Rick O'Connell figure from 1999's The Mummy. The likeness of actor Brendan Fraser in the face sculpt is tremendously accurate. And what we're looking at here is a line of premium 1/6 scale offerings on par with anything from Hot Toys or Infinite Statue. So guys, can you imagine what they can deliver to a line of 1/6 scale figures based off our favorite 80s TV shows? We'll be looking at the first ever figures in this scale of Michael Knight, Crockett and Tubbs, and of course, Stringfellow Hawk. But guys, the other thing that we can look forward to eventually from Factory Entertainment, since they have the license, and you know what, you know it's coming based on the confirmation and quality of the Battlestar Galactica line that we're seeing here, we can also expect a 3 3/4 inch line of toys for the Airwolf line. The copter, the figures, everything, right? Let's wait for the updates. And in the meantime, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section. And I'll talk to you guys again real soon. Thank you and take care out there.